What a smashing ensemble. You wear it well.
Shut up. I look like a twit.
The caftan is sewn of the best fabrics available, and according to the best tailoring practices. But one must have a modicum of taste to appreciate this. Even the most exquisite robes cover only deficiencies in beauty, never in refinement.
Usually wear something different, better suited to my trade. Got nothing against this particular outfit, though. Just don't exactly feel comfortable in it. And I despise formal occasions.
Nothing one can't get accustomed to. Now, be so kind as to stand still. All that being as it may, Toussaint's highest honor, the Order of Vitis Vinifera, demands appropriate attire. The Duchess cannot be expected to drape the medal on a suit of armor caked in mud. Palace protocol places enormous emphasis on form, virtuous tradition, etiquette.
Huh. A tradition which values appearances ahead of all else. Which calls for lordly, glistening triviality and misplaced generosity.
Sound wistful. Pensive, Regis. That because they refuse to buy you a new outfit?
Hardly. It's the tone I ever adopt when I find myself pondering, which, believe it or not, happens quite a lot. Besides, I've no need for a new outfit as I shall not be attending the ceremony.
Why not?
Because unlike you, I don't have to. I shall begin to pack my belongings instead. I trust you'll join me later, once you're richer by a medal and a fascinating new experience?
Count on it. Ceremonies, medals honoring virtues, just keeps coming up.
I've had no reprieve either. And I keep thinking of the last great virtue, compassion. It's the one piece of the puzzle that never seemed to fit.
Mean you suddenly believe the 5 virtues theory, after all we've revealed?
It's not a question of belief, superstition, or old wives' tales. It's a conclusion derived through exercising pure logic. Siana planned everything in advance. Had we not stopped her, surely there'd have been a 5th victim. One the gossips would have associated with a lack of compassion.
Her plans don't matter now. Can't act on them. Ask the messenger who delivered my invitation to the ceremony. Siana's in the palace. Courtiers pressured the Duchess to lock her in a tower.
Do you care not a whit who else was in her black book? We've some time before the ceremony. We could still chat with that boot-cleaning urchin. He was the one to pass the victims' names to Detlef. Perhaps we missed something.
Regis, Bootblack didn't say anything about making deliveries when we talked to him. How do you know he handled the letters?
While you basked in glory and tried on new formal wear, I conducted a little investigation of my own. You'd be very proud to see how I conducted myself. I began by concocting an ample supply of boot wash for our enterprising young friend. I'd observed that among street folk, amidst their society as a whole, reciprocity takes precedence over all other codes, and thus no good deed goes unrewarded. Of course, the same holds true for malicious or destructive deeds.
The letters, what's the connection?
When the bootblack arrived to collect his bucketful, he hinted he knew more. Simply put, we'd failed to ask the proper questions when we chatted earlier. It took a bit more tongue-loosening, but ultimately he spoke. He admitted he'd handed Detlef the letters. He knew this information was valuable to me. In providing it, he was simply repaying me.
All in all, why not check up on that? We'll go together, assuming we're done here.
I am done, yes. It lies in your hands now to see if you are able to present my handiwork at the ceremony with the dignity it is due. Or if you will first destroy it, crawling about the city's underbelly.
Promise to be careful.
Oh, it's the swordsman. Good to see you. Here for a spiffing? Dirty boots are a stain on professional dignity, you know. Step on up.
Need to ask you something.
Yet again? Go on then. I'm a proponent of free speech and I will gladly tell you all I know. But why not get your boots shanked while we jabber?
Guess they could use a spit and polish.
Then I shall take advantage as well. A friend of mine used to say boots should be as clean as the soles that wear them.
Clean boots, clean soles. A fine slogan.
How's business?
Well enough. I can't complain. Though it'd be even better were certain folk to sit down for a shine as they stood and chatted.
Man in the frock coat. You passed him some letters, remember?
Why, of course. I'm young, got a mind like a steel trap, but...
If you're about to tell me this information will cost me, forget it. How'd you get those letters?
Beggars brought them.
Why didn't you tell us this before, when we first talked?
You didn't ask about beggars now, did you?
Beggars. Tell us more about them. How many were there?
Why, 4. 1 for each letter.
Just 4? Sure you didn't get a 5th?
I can't count, you know.
Remember anything else? These beggars have anything in common?
What? Come now. Each was different. Some had mismatched boots, others had no boots at all. Oh, I know! They all had no home!
Kid, my patience is starting to run a little thin. Now think hard. Where'd they get the letters? They pick them up? Get them from someone?
I don't know. They'd come, hand me a letter, and walk away. I asked no questions.
Geralt, allow me to ask a question. Listen, lad. I'll be glad to mix another batch of that boot shine for you. But you must focus now and tell us all you know. Where can we find the beggars?
Well, at the shelter, most like.
Where's that?
Everyone knows. It's just round the corner. Up those stairs, then right.
Thanks, kid. For your trouble. We must visit the shelter. Look around inside.
Oh, a witcher. What a mincemeat.
That twisty twitter, Marietta.
You've to move your little camp elsewhere, got it? This is a decent district. We need no filth folk bunning about. You? What do you want?
To talk.
Here, that's a waste of breath. We've tried it, only to tire our lips. We'll use other means of persuasion now.
Gentlemen, calm, please.
Either get out along with these flea-ridden vagabonds, or we'll toss you all out. Our patience is gone. This place is no longer a rank refuse dump.
Scram! Decent folk live here.
The shelter, them living here, bothers you. Question is why?
Look, Ballard. Another defender of the poor. Fighter for justice.
Damn nuisance. We've our women and young folk living next door, when even grown men fear to walk past such rabble.
Decent folk you mention. Mean yourselves.
Why? Do you doubt it?
Hell yes.
Hear that, Artois? He poking insults us. On our own turf.
We should step aside, good fellow. My friend is perfectly capable of settling this unfortunate dispute on his own.
I lend you coin.
Why does everyone want to fight?
Not too late to surrender.
Witcher. Fucking twit. Not a witcher.
Wallop!
All right. I can take a hint. Come, time to go.
I thank you so much for your aid. I tried to reason with them, but they'd have beat me blue had you not come along. I'm grateful. Immensely.
What did they want from you?
They are neighbors. Wish me to take my folk, the shelter, elsewhere. They dislike that I help the beggars. I do not oppose going elsewhere were we to have somewhere to go. But you've come with a problem, have you? My turn to aid you.
What is this place? Poorhouse?
You could call it that. They come here to rest and eat a hot meal.
You help them, why?
Because they need help.
Need some information. Looking for a man who might have mentioned the bootblack in Rue de Garl.
The bootblack. A feisty lad. I know him.
Any of your, wards supposed to meet him recently or soon?
Forgive me. Those I help and I are not so close that I would know. But should you wait, they'll all soon come for their meal. You can question them yourselves.
Sure all your usual beggars will be here?
They're not obliged to come, of course. But they rarely find a decent meal elsewhere. So, almost all in the area eat here.
Thanks. We'll wait. Nice of you to let us.
My dears, I've a matter to address before I serve the soup. These two gentlemen have some questions of you. Pay attention. Answer in brief. For if you draw it out, your soup will go cold. And we wouldn't want that, would we?
Recently, 4 of you delivered sealed letters to the bootblack. I know this.
Does anyone know what the gentleman means? Go on, speak up. Romain?
Why should I squeal? We were all told not to mention the letters. We all swore.
You can tell me, Romain. You were given a letter and you delivered it, right? Good work, Romain. Thank you. Who else?
I got one too. Gave it to the bootblack. Freshy, he got one. But he can't tell you, as he's not here.
I still have mine. I'm to deliver it 2 days after the Feast of St. Barnabas.
It's a matter of importance to the Duchy. Hand it over, or I'll take it from you, plain and simple.
But I was to deliver it personally. Let no one else see it. That is what she said, and she was frightening.
You ought to heed folk who are kind and honest. These men helped me a short while ago, helped all of us. If this individual threatened you, you need not keep the promise you made.
All right, take it. I didn't want to see the bootblack anyways. It's always muddy there.
Damn it.
What is it? Another name, truly?
See for yourself.
Well, well. I must say, even I did not expect this. This time you will see to our Duchessa. It seems we underestimated Siana rather grossly.
Judging by this, Detloff was literally supposed to tear her heart out.
Yet first you must snap her neck. Puzzling.
Puzzle complete now.
Alas, the matter's ceased to be a tantalizing brain tease and has turned incredibly grave. We've proof of a plot to assassinate Toussaint's ruler. We've proof of a coup d'etat.
Duchess was to be Detloff's last victim. Siana planned it from the start.
Indeed. The logical conclusion, Geralt.
4 seemingly random victims to start. The virtue's their only link. Enough to get folk talking about a righteous, vengeful beast. Obscured the victims' links to Siana, even as she had those she despised killed off one by one, leaving the Duchess for last.
Had she managed to fulfill her plan, none would have questioned the reasons. Most would have thought Anna Henrietta had died for her sins. She was known to show a hard heart on many occasions. Ample proof of a lack of compassion.
Why would Sienna murder her own sister? Out of envy? To take power? From an inborn penchant for evil?
Yes, yes, and yes. All seem likely, and none are mutually exclusive. But if you'd like to know for certain, you could always ask her yourself.
Actually, love to learn her motives.
Praiseworthy, I suppose. Sometimes one should stare evil in the face.
Seems a bit strong, no?
She used my friend as her tool for killing. I believe I've every right to condemn her. But I support your lust for the truth. Some philosophers think empirical examination the sole path to knowledge. I believe you mentioned the Duchess keeps Sienna locked up.
Courtiers were insisting on a harsher punishment. Much harsher. Think Anna Henrietta had to protect her sister from a lynch mob as much as she wanted to protect her subjects from a criminal. One way or another, she's locked away in a secluded wing of the palace, awaiting trial before a court of law. I'd need to get past some guards to see her. Coming with?
Of course not. I shall await you at Mare la Chaise-Longue. I'll not risk entering the palace after Dettlaff and his minions rampage. Besides, I vastly prefer the company of a simple mug of mandrake brew to that of the Duchess's vile sister.
So, said straight up, it means you're going off to get drunk because you hate Sienna.
I've never been fond of categorical statements of that kind, but I admit I could not vouch for my behavior in her presence. She treated Dettlaff cruelly, caused his death in the end, and now this? Atop all that? No, Geralt. I will not go with you. I will await you at the cemetery.
She really does suck, huh? Wait, some stuff is understandable, but Jesus, Lord Christ. You know what I mean? Can we fast travel there? Which way?
Halt!
Need to see Sienna, urgently.
In the matter of?
Need to interrogate her. New facts have come to light. Need them explained. Seems she was planning your Duquesse's assassination.
Ah, fine then. You're that witcher who solved the murders, no? Then you've my permission, but only for a few minutes.
Promise to be brief.
The Witcher will speak with the inmate. You can take a momentary break.
As long as it's truly but a moment. Highly irregular, this.
Have you come to see how I fare? I'm fine, thank you. Artorius' ribbon worked wonders. It's a shame they took it from me.
I know who the fifth victim was supposed to be.
Goodness, you're simply a compulsive snoop. I'm in prison. Dettlaff is dead. Could you not just drop it?
Sienna, stop pretending you couldn't care less. I know it's an act, and it's really starting to wear. Why do you want to kill her?
For such an accomplished investigator to ask about the obvious? Come now, Geralt. Why do you think?
Because she turned her back on you, then banished all memory of you?
Bravo, Geralt. Yet another riddle solved, and your sick curiosity sated. Well, what now? Off to share your discovery with Anna Henrietta? Oh, she's no longer in danger, true. But she very well might add a little something to your reward.
Definitely gonna tell her. Not necessarily for the coin, though.
Then why do it at all?
She ought to know. If only 'cause you'll probably try to kill her again if she ever lets you out.
I probably will.
Perhaps, just for a second, you could stop dwelling on all the wrongs folk have done you and forgive her.
Why should I?
For old time's sake. You loved each other once.
Please. I don't know who fed you that rubbish, but...
Read your governess's diary. You played together, were inseparable. Henriette'd get you into trouble sometimes, sure. But there were also times she stood up for you. When you had nightmares, only she could calm you. Time eats away at memories, distorts them. Sometimes we only remember the good. Sometimes only the bad.
If she loved me so, why did she wash her hands off me? Forget me, hmm?
Sienna, you were exiled when she was how old? 12? 13? She was a child. What was she supposed to do? Rebel? Organize a coup? Steal your father's seal and forge a pardon? She was powerless. Wiped you from her memory not because she didn't care, but because your departure was traumatic for her. She forgot because that was the only way she could handle the pain.
Ugh. You meant what you said in the Land of 1,000 Fables. You really want a happy ending to this story, don't you? Ah, with all of us living happily ever after. Go, Witcher, or they'll give your medal to another. And that would be a shame.
Farewell, Sienna.
Commander de la Tour would like to see you. Shall we go at once?
Let's go. Want to see him too. Damien.
Geralt, it's about time. Ready for the ceremony?
Your face doesn't look good. Though it looked even worse last I saw you.
I apply a balm of arnica. Yeah, I hardly feel it anymore.
Got some important information. Anna Henrietta was supposed to be Detloff and Sienna's 5th victim.
You are certain of this?
Completely. Found proof.
Inconceivable. How could she? The murders, the mayhem she brought down on the city, were they not enough? She sought to strike down her own sister, her liege. Traitor. I must alert my men. Enlarge the Duchess's honor guard. Make certain Sylvia Anna is closely watched during the questioning. I'll see to it personally. I thank you, Witcher, for alerting me, and I appreciate your attentiveness. Let's begin the ceremony. Come with me. The Duchess awaits. In the Guild's name, I beg your assistance, your enlightened highness. Without barrels, production will come to a stop, and it will be the end of us.
You lost them all in the fire. These are horrible tidings. Oh, we are most dreadfully saddened.
Yes, your enlightened highness all. Once the beasts had clawed their way into the warehouse, the whole place went up in flames.
I shall dispatch a palace guardsman to examine the site of the blaze. If things are, as you say, fitting compensation shall be paid from the ducal treasury.
Thank you, your enlightened highness. Your Grace, Geralt of Rivia has arrived.
My dear subjects, we come now to our next point of business. Of all the duties which fall upon my shoulders, as the ruler of this dominion, this duty is dearest to my heart. For now, we shall award the Order of Vitis Vinifera, Tucson's highest honor.
Geralt of Rivia, Slayer of the Beast of Beauclair, step forth.
We bestow the distinction upon the Witcher, who saved Beauclair from the terrible beast. Such is our desire. May the symbol serve as a reminder to all that the Witcher shall forever remain a friend of Beauclair. In more familiar terms now, I thank you immensely, Geralt. Damien has your reward for you. After all, it was but a contract.
Thank you.
I have a small surprise for you, in addition. I give you more than a dozen barrels of Son Real, a wine normally reserved for the ducal table. The gustatory experience of a lifetime awaits. Are you content?
I am, and truly grateful, Your Grace. Sadly, I'm afraid I have to sour the mood. It's Sienna. She plotted to have you killed, Duchess. Planned to use Dettlaff. You were to be the beast's fifth victim.
This cannot be true. You're mistaken. You must be.
I have proof.
I do not believe it. In a moment I shall speak to Sienna. Will you assist me? You returned my sister to me, yet what you tell me now I find devastating. I've come to doubt that I can judge her fairly. I'd far prefer to learn you're mistaken, Geralt.
I'm not. In fact, I'd recommend you be particularly careful around her.
You exaggerate, Witcher. She is my sister. I know well how to speak to her.
If my presence will help in any manner, of course I'll stay.
We shall now question a person implicated in the murders which recently ravaged our fair city of Beauclair. Captain de la Tour, show Sylvia Anna in.
The Witcher will take part in our talk.
The Duchess requested I be present.
You have committed crimes. Grave crimes. Yet you are my sister, and my heart does not allow me to treat you as a common criminal. Nor does it let me believe you sought my demise. My heart yearns to know you were swayed by the monster Dettlaff. You yourself would never stoop so low. Thus, I have asked Geralt to advise me, as one impartial. I shall now hear what he has to say.
Bitterness consumes Siana. She had cause to resent many of the court of Beauclair. I know her reasons, understand them even. But I can't condone the actions she chose to take.
What is he talking about, Siana?
You know exactly what. I was forcibly exiled, remember? To your benefit. You knew well the throne would then be yours, though I was the elder. The ministers I can understand. They'd hated me since I was a child, thought me a poor prospect for the wife of a duke. I even understand our parents. I'd always sensed the problem. They simply feared me, for I dared to be free. That fabricated curse, it fell into their laps. A gift from above that brought relief. But you... your dagger hurt most. You were my Henrietta, damn it. My darling little sister. Now do you understand, Witcher? She betrayed me.
Claim to understand them all? Why'd you come back for revenge? Have them all cut down then?
They deserved my vengeance. They detested me, all of them, as long as I can remember. But Henrietta understood me. Once. She was all I could cling to. Her betrayal hurt the most.
You were children then. You and your sister both had no control over what happened.
You're wrong, Witcher. She had control. Remember, dear sister, the day they banished me from the palace? Of course, I'd had the idea to pelt the Nilfgaardian envoy with fish bladders, which we filled with rancid suet on a lark, and which you set afire at the last to impress me, I imagine. And I admit, you did. Hit him right in his hideous bald patch. Never laughed so hard in my life. But when it came time to find the culprit, you said not a word. I took all the blame and all the punishment.
It's true. I did not stand up for you. I was too afraid.
The council was unanimous. They listed all my offenses. My flights from the palace, supposed acts of cruelty, inappropriate friendships. They cast me out. But you, the only one to understand me, you cowered in a corner, lifted not a finger to help. Not before, not after. You never tried to find me.
That's not true. I searched for you. Sent out knights, gathered tidings from without. You did not wish to be found. Since the day you vanished, I have lived with the knowledge that I failed you. I'm sorry, dear sister. Can you forgive me?
All in all, best part of the whole ceremony? It was short.
Perhaps for you, as you ducked out early. The others are probably just getting started. The drunkenness never ends in this quaint realm.
Not so fond of Toussaint after all, are we?
Oh, this place is like a strong wine, Geralt. Good in small sips. How do you find my personal brew? Not too strong?
Just right.
Credit the local mandrake of the Alrauna diavolis variety for that. The tubers which grow in this area's volcanic soil have an altogether unique flavor profile and display a remarkably uncommon dark brown tint.
Fascinating. All I can say is this batch turned out excellent.
Indeed. It might be wise to stockpile some roots for the future. Would you care to accompany me?
You decide to go root picking now? It's dark out.
Geralt, even were I generously to assume it had simply slipped your mind that I am a vampire and thus need no light to see, I'd never believe you had also forgotten that you likewise have absolutely no trouble seeing in the dark. So, shall we?
If you think it's a good idea, let's go. But I think you might be forgetting one thing. Fresh mandrake root of this variety is highly toxic, even to a witcher.
Ah, not a problem. I never forget matters of safety and hygiene in alchemy. Here, gloves and a mask. Don them, and you shall be in no danger.
Thanks. Right then, let's go.
This moon...
Mask and gloves. I hate that it just changed it right there. Oop.
Makes me oh so dreamy.
Penny for your thoughts. Let me guess. Succubus twins?
No, I was thinking about... oh, how anything can look interesting when properly lit.
Even an old necrophage corpse?
You've not an ounce of refinement in you, have you?
Which are mutations, my friend. Which is mutations. I don't think it's gonna be on the outskirts. There we are.
Now, where'd that bloodsucker go? Won't be easy to track down. He's a vampire after all. Damn it, where'd you go?
Why you gotta pause when you said that?
Regis!
Damn it, where'd you go?
No, because I know where that leads.
Regis!
Damn it, where'd you go?
You raise your hand against a vampire! You shall die for that!
I did what I had to do!
Those Bruxae, they called you a traitor.
Alas, we've a very simple code of honor, we vampires. So simple you might call it trivial. Either one is with us, unconditionally, regardless of the circumstances, or...
Won't let it go, will they?
They will not. Fortunately, we've another rule, an unwritten one, and just as trivial as the first. It is neatly summarized in the saying, out of sight, out of mind. That is why I must leave Toussaint. For a vastly long time, most like.
Yeah, I get it.
Let us make for my camp. I've an overwhelming desire to have another drink. Supreme bouquet. firm, defined beginning, then develops gently, rising to a startling finish. Don't you think?
Not much of a connoisseur.
Then it is high time you started your education. After all, the Corvo Bianco vineyard is now yours. By the way, I left a gift for you at your new home, on the nightstand.
Thanks. Mind telling me what it is?
A trifle. That will nonetheless be useful should you need mutagens. Incidentally, have you thought about what you'll do with your prize? Shall you hang your swords over the mantle and take to pruning vines?
I've always been of the mindset that it's time for Geralt to retire.
Know what? Think I just might. Come on now, don't laugh. Maybe not today or tomorrow. But one day I'll want to see what it's like. To just wake up every day in my own bed.
Oh, stop, please. Sounds so sentimental, my fangs have begun to hurt. Then what? Will you begin writing your memoirs like Dandelion? I can remember a night, not too far from here if I'm not mistaken. We hid in a cave while a blizzard raged all about. Does that sound at all familiar?
How could it not? We just set off to rescue Ciri from Vilgefortz.
Oh, our encounter with Vilgefortz. That is something I do not remember so fondly. But that first stay in Beauclair, far calmer than this one.
Seemed like a land straight out of a fairy tale back then. Its sole problem, cellars too small to accommodate all that wine.
Appearances, Geralt. Appearances, like Mamoons and Dopplers, deceive. So what did become of Vilgefortz?
Killed him. Sure wasn't easy, though. What about you? Any idea where you'll go?
Distance is of the essence. I thought I might venture south.
Nilfgaard?
Why ever not? The Nilfgaardians are a modern society. None there believe in vampires anymore. This fact alone could be very useful to one wishing to remain incognito.
Interesting point of view. I so don't feel like going anywhere. Sit here a while longer?
So we shall, my friend. We have witnessed, and in fact on several occasions incited, many great and weighty events. After all that toil, I believe we deserve a bit of a rest.
That we do. Actually, I'd love to go home.
For the epilogue, do. Oh, the game was like glitching out right there. All right, let's go, Roach. One more ride.
Go.
But yeah, I'm not gonna do my outro yet. It's right after we get back to the Corvo Bianco. Home sweet home.
She's fit to wed. Oh, so fit.
You got Roach. This is our last venture. Let me do you one. Actually, let's keep the saddlebags so I can freaking move.
Master Witcher. Some unknown individual barged into the residence. I resisted as best I could, but to no avail.
Who is it?
Alas, they did not do me the basic courtesy of introducing themselves.
Triss?
In the flesh?
I thought you were in Kovir.
I got tired of waiting for you, so I decided to head to Toussaint. Catch some sun, see how things are going. You said it would only take a moment.
Things are pretty much wrapped up, luckily. We'll be able to head north soon.
I hope you're not upset I came like this, without warning.
True, I haven't always been fond of surprises. They remind me of work, the law of surprise, surprise child. But I think I've changed my mind. Seems surprises can actually be pleasant. Very pleasant. Let's go outside. There's this one cozy spot you're gonna love. How are things in Kovir?
Amazingly boring and predictable. Council meetings mainly concern trade matters, tariffs, storage regulations, that sort of thing.
Missing the excitement?
You know the Aetheri's saying, may you live in interesting times? Well, I've already done that, and now I'm looking for a bit of quiet. The other mages I brought with me from Novigrad, or who made it north on their own, feel the same. You wouldn't recognize them. No conspiracies, cabals, plotting. They just sit there and work, for the good of the kingdom. Sometimes I think it's all too lovely to be true. That something's bound to happen. Another war, or some other horror. But for now, it's nice. And once you finish your business here and come join me, it'll be even better.
So, how do you like my vineyard?
I think you know the answer to that. I like it a lot. House is big, but not showy. Lovely location. Perfect for romantic getaways.
Just finished some remodeling. Paid through the nose for it, but I think it was worth it. There are already some new saplings and flowers around the grounds, but I think it's still missing something. Maybe a hedge maze? With a statue in the center? One that's stately and nude.
Oh, Geralt, don't bring up that ball. The wine got to my head and I...
Not bringing it up to tease, but to reminisce. That evening, it was magic. And your dress. You looked lovely in it.
I've got it with me. I could put it on one evening. We'll dine outside by candlelight. Listen to the music of the cicadas.
Can't wait.
Cicadas make music?
How'd you find me? Kovir's a long way off.
I have my ways, Geralt. A hydromancy, for example.
Oh yeah, that's right. So, what becomes of us? See anything else in the reflection?
Zoltan moves in.
Please tell me you're joking.
You can breathe easy. Far as I know, he settled down in Novigrad and has no intention of budging. In all seriousness, though, I did see a few scraps of our future, but I'd rather not tell you exactly what.
Why not?
Because you said you've grown to like pleasant surprises.
This is your first time in Toussaint, right? Want me to show you around a bit?
Sorry, but I've already made plans.
Oh? What are you going to do?
Lie down in the sun
and not move an inch.
Ah, right. A packed schedule. Not overdoing it a tad.
Oh, gotta get the most of this weather before I return north. Know that joke about how to tell when summer's come to Kavir?
The rain isn't quite so cold.
And sadly, that's not far from the truth. Oh, I shouldn't have told you that. Now you'll change your mind and not come join me.
I wouldn't worry about that. Mind if I leave you here alone for a moment?
Just a moment.
Yeah, boy, yeah. And that, ladies and gents, wraps up our Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Next Gen Update Blood and Wine walkthrough, and also our entire saga of the Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Next Gen Update. Did the main base game back in January, finished it up in January. A few weeks ago, we finished up the Next Gen Update of Hearts of Stone, and now rounding it out with Blood and Wine. And yes, sir, wham bam, thank you, ma'am. Still holds up, still amazing, almost 10 years later, which is very crazy to think about. It is really crazy to think about, like, a lot of things happened about, like, 8, 9, 10 years ago. Like, if I'm not mistaken, this year is, I think, the 10th anniversary of the Xbox One and PS4, and also the 10th anniversary of Grand Theft Auto 5, and we're about, what, 9 years away? I think this is the 9th anniversary this year of the Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Fucking insane. Insane in the membrane. But yeah, ladies and gents, overall, this expansion pass is a 10 out of 10 masterpiece in my personal opinion. The only thing that I personally didn't like too much, and maybe, I don't know if CD Projekt Red probably expanded on this. I maybe need to watch some lore videos from like Witcher YouTubers, but and this goes back to what a lot of people had issues with the ending of this expansion. Is Sienna in particular? It was her punishment. Like, it was all well and good, and you understand why she would do it, although, you know, take it a little bit too far for my taste, you know what I mean? But, and of course, Detlef needed to die because he did throw a big tantrum to the nth degree. Like Sienna said, like, he loves, you know, he does stuff, you know, wildly, like an animal and whatnot, not like human, like a man. Or mankind, I should say. But her punishment, like, Sienna seems like she got basically, you know, pardoned scotch-free, which kind of sucks because the other endings are, you know, tragic and sad. Is that, like, Sienna dies, Henrietta lives, but Geralt gets thrown in jail and Dandelion comes and saves them. Or the tragedy ending is that Sienna die, Henrietta die, and, you know, that's it. Which is just like, I don't know, that punishment is good, but, you know, I can definitely see why people have an issue with the happily ever after ending in Blood and Wine. I get it, and I understand and agree with that as well, because I think she should have some type of punishment. Like, there's no way that she should get away scot-free with no punishment whatsoever. Like, jail time, another banishment, or something. Because what she did was horrible. Again, the people who hurt her and whatnot, you know, deserve punishment as well. But you know what I mean. And I guess, you know, to argue against what I'm saying, it can be reflected into the whole what Blood and Wine Toussaint is. Like, this whole place is, you know, feels like it's right out of a fairy tale. I mean, we visited the land of 1,000 fables, so it could, you know, sort of make sense to have a fairy tale like ending for a fairy tale like place. So I guess that does make sense. But to argue against that, it kind of clashes with the whole, I was about to say prophecy for some odd reason. The whole, like, God, what's the word I'm looking for? the tone, the world of The Witcher, not just the games but the books, and to a lesser extent the TV show, like the whole universe of The Witcher, where sure there are happy endings, but there's not happy endings where everyone's satisfied and everything goes good, where again, where everything's satisfied, everything's all good. Voice crack. Like that just does not happen in the world of The Witcher. There's always a caveat. There's always something under the rug. Like a perfect example is like the best ending in the main base game for like Novigrad or the North is that Dijkstra dies and Novigrad, Vizima, Temeria becomes a sovereign of Nilfgaard. And it's like, okay, but if Dijkstra survives and unites all the North and fights back Nilfgaard, all of the North is free. But Roach and Vess and the other guy, which I totally forgot his name, the guy with the monocle, they die. But that's not something that Geralt would care about or would want. Like, he would totally kill Dijkstra to save his friends, those who were close. Something like that. Like, a balance of the force of the world of The Witcher. And there's not anything like that in the Witcher 3 Blood and Wine endings, unfortunately. It's always it's all like tragedy, kind of tragic, and happily ever after. But but other than that, ladies and gents, again, this DLC is phenomenally amazing, a masterpiece. I did like I said, one of the best aspects of the Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is the murder mystery part of the game. Like, I love the murder mystery missions in the main base game, even in Hearts of Stone and in Blood and Wine. Like, I love that they took it up to the 10th degree. It's so freaking amazing. I love it so much. And yeah, it's very curious to see what we're going to get in the future with the Witcher. I know CD Projekt Red, they recently said that they've gone back to the drawing board with the project Cyrus, the Witcher project, which was going to be a spin-off multiplayer game set in a different timeline of the Witcher, like an alternate universe. But now it seems like it's going to be more like a single player game, and some people theorize that it's going to be based off that Witcher comic that they put out where Geralt's a samurai, a Ronin, which could be interesting. Then of course the new trilogy of the Witcher games, which I'm super excited for. I know there's kind of like a debate in the Witcher community of like, where should it be set? Should it be set in the past, or we play as a different character, or in the future? I'm always for the future. Definitely when it comes to high fantasy medieval type games like The Witcher. Like, I want more, like, what does, this game is set in 1272. I think in Blood and Wine it's like 5 years after the main base game. So what was it, like 1276 or something? Sorry, math is hard for me right now. Like, I would love to know, like, what does the world of The Witcher look like, ladies and gents, if it was set in like 1358 or 1290 or 1332 or something like that, like 50. Like, hopefully the next Witcher 4 game is set in like 50, 60, 70 years in the future, and it's not set in the north, because if I'm not mistaken, every single Witcher game has been set in the northern realms. Like in The Witcher 2, we were in Temeria, and Kedwin, and Edirn, and of course Witcher 3, it's set in the Novigrad, Velen area, and Kaer Morhen, the Blue Mountains, and all that good jazz. And of course, like, we are technically kind of in the south here in Tucson, but I want to go to Zerkania or see Nilfgaard, because they are in modern society, in quotes, or Fear, like more like let's go east or south or something like that. Like, that would be very interesting. So yeah, playing as the School of the Lynx, that ought to be very interesting. But yeah, Overall, ladies and just like I said, Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Blood and Wine, amazing piece of DLC. Hearts of Stone, masterpiece. The main base game, masterpiece. Overall, as a package, Witcher 3 Wild Hunt still stands as my favorite game of all time. Even though it really doesn't hold up gameplay-wise, moment to moment, but the story, the quests, the music, the scenery, like, basically everything all about it is still a 10 out of 10 masterpiece. And I cannot wait for more Witcher. So yeah, for my next gameplay walkthrough, I just want to touch on this for a quick second. Ooh, I have no freaking clue. Like all the new releases are like towards the end of April. So like in terms of like new releases, we have like the Horizon Forbidden West Burning Shores DLC, which comes out I think April 17th or April 18th in a few weeks. Then after that, we have Dead Island 2, which I will be doing a full gameplay walkthrough of that game as well. And at the end of the month, a few days before my birthday, which is on April 30th, but on April 28th, we have Star Wars Jedi Survivor, which I'll be doing a full gameplay walkthrough of all of that. But in terms of what's going to be in between that, I have no freaking clue. I'll find something, nice and sweet that can fill that gap. Plus, I'm going to be doing some Let's Play streams as well. I'm still trying to figure out a streaming schedule. Hopefully I will have it in a few weeks before the end of April. But yeah, I'm going to have some Let's Play streams to do. So yeah, regardless, ladies and gents, there's still lots of content coming to my channel from here on out, from now to the end of 2023. So make sure you're subscribed. Have that notification bell turned on. Make sure you set those notifications to all so you don't miss out on anything I post to this channel. So yeah, I think that's about it. Like I said, ladies and gents, thank you for watching this, and thank you for joining me for this walkthrough for Witcher 3 Blood and Wine. And of course, my other Witcher 3 Next Gen update walkthroughs that I did a few weeks ago with Hearts of Stone and the main base game of The Witcher 3 in January. Thank you all for the love and support on this walkthrough, on my other walkthroughs, and on my channel as a whole. Thank you, much appreciated. Before I let you guys all go, if you guys could please leave a like on this video if you guys like what you saw. Please subscribe for more content that helps out this channel a lot. Also, when you do subscribe, you should hit that little notification bell next to the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any content I post on this channel. Please share my channel and my videos to all your friends, families, cats, and dogs, and whoever who not. And you guys can all follow me on Twitter at Baytuh, B-A-Y-T-U-H. If you want to keep supporting me even further than just subscribing to my YouTube channel, leaving a like, share my channel and my videos to all your friends and families. Please consider donating some of your extra money instead of lying around to my Patreon and or PayPal and or through YouTube Super Thanks or other donation links, which I have in the description down below, like becoming a YouTube membership or leaving a tip through stream outlets using PayPal or credit cards, what have you not. Anyways, that is patreon.com/Baytuh, B-A-Y-T-U-H, and or paypal.me/Baytuh, B-A-Y-T-U-H, and or through YouTube Super Thanks. All you have to do is click on any one of my videos that are monetized, which is 99.9% of them. Hit that little mighty heart thanks button, donate however much you want. Any and all donations, ladies and gents, are much appreciated, and it's 100% completely optional. So yeah, regardless, rather you donate, you want to support me by using PayPal, Patreon, leaving a tip, or becoming a YouTube membership on my channel, or donating by using YouTube Super Thanks. It doesn't matter, because like I said, any and all donations, ladies and gents, is completely optional, and it's 100% completely optional. Yeah, sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied right now. It's 4:30 in the morning. What do you want me to do? Anyways, with all that being said, ladies and gents, without further ado, for the final time for my Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Next Gen update walkthrough, my name is Malcolm, also known as Baytuh, and I will catch you guys all on my next walkthrough, Let's Play, channel post update, or live stream, or whatever else I do next on this channel, which is very, very, very soon. Peace. Thank you all for watching, and I love you all.
Yes, Geralt?